while you're trying to either save money while you're still learning, you can have a line or it can be white or any other type of shopping bag at home that's paper. You can definitely use it instead of spending $20. Save you additional money. So this is a good way to go. It's just very basic. First, so I'm going to start by taking a measurement, and then I'm going to measure half an inch at the top of the paper. And once I measure half an inch, normally I'll do 1 inch because I'm working with kids. I'm going to just work with 0.5 inches, and I'm going to draw a line at the top like that. Next up, I'm going to start from here, and I know the half length is 9 inches, so I'm going to measure 9 inches. Then I'm going to put a mark right here. Another thing I'm going to do is to put another 0.5 and then put a mark right there. That will be for cutting and sewing allowance. Okay, I'm going to put a line right there and right here. Next up, okay, let me make the line show better. Okay. Okay, so next up, I'm going to measure. I already have 9 inches. I know the armhole that I'm using is 4 inches. So I'm going to put a mark right here for 4 inches. That's for the armhole. Okay. Now the bust measurement around is 24. So what we're going to do is write 24 down and divide it into 4, okay? Which we're going to get 4 out of 24, that will be 6. So I'm going to make a marking on the side for 6, okay? So I have 6 inches. Okay, on the side, unfortunately, I don't have enough room on the side, but I'm going to make a mental note that I'm making for 6 inches. Okay, so I'm going to leave it as that. Okay, so we have 6 inches for the waist, 6 inches for the bust, 6 inches for the waist, 6 inches for the bust, because you know, with a little girl, we know that they don't really have all the stomach is mostly bigger than the bust, depending on the body of the girl or of the child. So you want to make the 6 inches. If the stomach is bigger than the bust, then you want to make it bigger. Okay. So for the shoulder length, I'm working with 10. So I'm going to make like 2. That will be 5. So I have the shoulder length for that, and I know that I want the cut of the cup of the shoulder to be 4. So I'm going to put a marking for the measurement for 4. So what I'm going to do here is connect the 4 inches up here that I already make the marking for, and then I'm going to connect it to this line for the armhole, okay? And also this can upper body, okay? So we can actually make it a straight line to the middle part of the paper. So we're going to measure down 4 inches down, okay? Make it a straight line from the shoulder to the armhole. Okay, so now we're going to move to the neck area. So depending on what type of shape of the neck area we're doing, that's what's going to determine how you cut it. But for the measurement that we're using is 3, and you can even use 2.5 if you have a smaller baby. So I'm using 3, but I'm going to measure 2.5. Okay, so I have 2.5 here, and then I'm going to do 3 down, but I'm also going to measure 2.5 down. Okay, so I have room for cutting and then for sewing allowance. So I'm not going to cut it all the way for 3 inches here until when I'm transferring it to the fabric. Okay, so I have the measurement here on the neck area, on the shoulder area for 2.5, and coming down also I have 2.5. Okay, so say we're going to bring the lines down, 2.5 down, and we're connecting the lines for the neck area. So like I was saying, so depending on the type of shape that you want, depending on the design that you're working with, you can either leave it like this, or if you're working with a round neck like I'm doing, all you have to do is to go in and create a circular shape in the middle like that. You just want to give it a little curve, just a little curve, not a circular shape, a curve. Okay, so once we're done with that, it's pretty easy, nothing too crazy if you follow the measurements and you know how to cut it. And then we're going to the armhole. So the armhole, we know that we don't want it to be a straight line. Again, depending on the design that you're working with. So with this one, I'm going to go in and give it a curve again. And you can use normally with an adult, you use a. So over here, we're giving it a little curve on the armhole, just so it's not just, it's sitting curve it into the arms. So for the shoulder part, we have one more thing to do, and that'll be it. You don't want the shoulder to be straight, so what we're going to do is to go up top, and then you want to measure 0.5 inches. So I'm going to go in there, put a mark for 0.5. And the goal of this is to create a little vented. You want it to be a little bit slanted on the shoulder, so it's easy to wear and the fabric is laying perfectly fine. So with the 0.5 down, we're going to draw the line and connect it to the neck area. We're going to make the marking, and then we're going to connect it to the 0.5. Okay, just like that. All right, so now the final part, we're going to cut it out. Okay, here we have it. We have our pattern achieved. Now we're going to transfer the pattern paper. I have it opened up. We're going to transfer the pattern paper onto the fabric.